What's good, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. I'm Zamir from XCC Tunes. In this video, I'm going to talk about 5 more beat making or music production tips. Alright, if this is your first time here, please make sure to subscribe, turn on notifications, smash the like button, and share this video to everybody that you know. Alright, so without further ado, let's jump right in. So the first tip I'm going to talk about is it's about auto select controller. Okay, for the first tip, I'm gonna have to add a MIDI track, so let me just add one here, and I'm gonna draw a MIDI pattern. Yeah, 2 bar is fine. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and add some notes here. Let me use the chord editing feature, and I'm just gonna draw it like so. Okay, and I'm gonna just move this note like so. Right, let's say this is a string line. Okay, let's say I have recorded some controllers like modulation. Okay, let me just draw it real quick. I'm gonna go to the expression as well. All right, and let me add a few more. How about a pitch bend, right? Okay, so if I were to move all of these notes to a different section here, notice that it doesn't move the controller together, right? So which is not cool. It only carried forward the note but not the controller, right? So if you want to have the controller to be also moved together when you're moving these notes, what you have to do is, so first you have to enable that settings. Okay, in order for you to enable that settings, you have to right click here and go to auto select controllers, right? So when you have enabled this, you will see it here, auto select controllers. So just click on these notes, right? When you click on these nodes, you can see everything is highlighted, whatever controller that you have, right? So even if I add another controller here, okay, I have this pan added here, so I have about 4 controllers. So when I click on this, it's going to select all of them, right? So I'm going to move these nodes to a different bar. Okay, now you see that everything is being carried forward, right? So this is very useful feature, especially when I'm doing string arrangement, you know, or orchestral music. So this is very useful. Okay, so that is the first tip. Make sure to enable this feature if you don't have it here. If you can't see it here, make sure to right click and go and find enable that feature. Okay, that is the first tip. Okay, and the second tip, I'm gonna have to add some plugins here. Let me add CS80. Right, so let me add a different plugins as well. Let's say Vacuum Pro. So I'm gonna remove this one. Okay, and add a chord track. Let's go and add the chord track. Okay, so one of the features that I like to use with the chord track is this use monitored track. Okay, for instance, let me just add some chord. Let's say E sus4 7. Add another one. F minor 7, another one, C minor 7, another one, say G dominant 7. Okay, so let's say I have this chord progression and I want to just kind of audition whether are they going to sound good together, right? So I have this CS80. Let me just choose some nice preset first. Let me go organ. Okay, I don't know how it's going to sound though. Yeah, it's fine. And what about Vacuum Pro? Let's like a nice one as well. Okay. Oops, sorry. Yeah, it's fine. So now what I'm going to do is if I play this track right here, you won't hear the chord, right? So what you're going to have to do is you have to enable this monitor button, right? So once you have enabled that, right, you can hear the chord progression with the selected monitored plugin. Okay, let me add some other libraries. Let me use my favorite kontakt. So let's layer 3 of these instruments together, and without adding any of the MIDI event here, I can audition the chord progression. Okay, now I'm gonna just disable the Vacuum Pro and just listen to CS80 and kontakt piano library. Isn't it cool? This is really useful. This definitely speed up my process. So let's say if I like this chord progression, all of it, right? All I have to do is just select and drag it down. Okay. So this is how I do things faster in Cubase. So that's the second tip. Let's move on to the third one. So for the third one, I'm gonna have to create a couple of MIDI tracks. This is how I arrange some of my orchestral music. Sometimes I like to work with a couple of motifs, and usually I'll just like copy paste those motifs to a different instrument and arrange it that way, you know, those classical orchestral stuff. Right, so for instance, let's say I'm gonna create this one. Let me just mute this first because we don't want to hear anything. Okay, now I have 4 MIDI tracks. Let's say this is the piano. This is where I'll do all my sketches, and I'm gonna arrange a violin, viola, and cello. So just a string section here, and I'm gonna compose some melody here, right? So let's say I compose this like so. C. Okay, let's say this is the melody, right? So let's say I want to copy these notes here, these motif right here. Okay, I want to use this motif to create a pattern, right? It's going to start with the violin here. These notes is going to be coming from here, and then I'm going to be repeating these notes throughout the violin, viola, and cello, right? So this is how I usually arrange my melodies. So once I selected this, I'm going to press Ctrl C to copy, and I'm going to go to wherever the section here. So let's say the third beat from the first bar, right? Let's say I want to paste it here, right? So all I have to do is just go here and select, press Ctrl V. So remember, I composed the melody here, and I'm going to have the melody, this melody here, played from here, and the motif is going to build from there. I'll do the same here. I'll be doing the same here. I'm gonna go and paste there, maybe to the third track here, which is on the second bar. So if you can see, I have actually just created the melody with these 3 notes and arrange it here, right? So I've created a motivic development. This is very easy to do if you're using a notation program like Dorico or MuseScore, right? However, if you are not someone who can read notation, or you prefer to do it in your DAW, and this is the best way to do it. So remember, just copy these notes and go to wherever section you want and just paste them like so, and you got it, right? Or you can use the range selection tool as well, and then just paste them like so, right? It's very, very easy. So that's the third tip. Okay, let's go to the fourth one. Okay, for the fourth one, let's say I have this violin legato patch, right? Okay, let's say I'm using Musio, right? And Musio, they have separate patch for each articulation, right? So for instance, let's say I have loaded a violin legato here, but I want the melody to have a little bit of a pizzicato line or spiccato line, right? So when I'm composing, I'm already having this in my mind. Okay, I want to have a pizzicato here. Okay, I want to have tremolo here, right? So right now, while I compose this, I cannot add it because I don't have this key switch. I can't use this key switch for this patch. So what I do here, I'll click on this note, I'll go to text here, and I just write the articulation, right? Pizzicato. So when I click on this note, you can see the text here, right? So if I zoom in a little bit, you can see that this C4 is going to be a pizzicato, all right? So when I click on this button here, I can use maybe a tremolo, right? And so on. So whenever I compose, I want to do things fast. So this is how I do it quickly. And then I'll go ahead and add all the articulation. And then I'll go to the main violin patch here. And then I'll see, okay, this is pizzicato. I'm going to copy this and paste it in the pizzicato articulation track, right? So that way, I'm doing things faster and it's actually more organized, right? Okay, like I said before, this is easy in a notation program, but not in a DAW. But with these features, we can make things easy for us, all right? This is also useful when I'm arranging a song for production, right? Let's say there's an ad lib that I'd like to add, right? For instance, I'm arranging a vocal track, and suddenly I need to have an ad lib for that particular section. So let's say right here, I want ad lib that says, yes, I love you, right? So I'll just go and create a note here, and I'll just go and write here, I love Zamir, right? Something like that. So I'll just create an MIDI track without any instrument, just for this kind of purposes, all right? So this is how I organize my track and ensure that I'm focused and productive when I'm working on a song. Let's move on to the next tip. Okay, the final tip is about plugins. So I'm gonna go ahead and add some plugins here. Okay, let's go to reverb and all these cool plugins. Okay, so this is the order of the plugin now, right? So if I'm not happy with this order, or when I want to just like experiment it, I can quickly drag and drop above, so I don't have to manually, you know, bring this down and then bring this up like so. Okay, you don't have to do that. And if you have a plugin that you want to add in the middle, for instance, right? So let's say I have this quasher and I'm gonna add it in the middle of this reverence and phoenix verb. So I can just drag it on top of it. It's gonna replace that plugin. It's gonna actually bring the other two plugins down and create it, and it's gonna be in the middle, right? You can also do this for any other plugin that you wanna add on top, right? So it's gonna do exactly that. And this is one of the tricks that a lot of Cubase user doesn't know, which is why I actually added in this video. All right, this is a very simple one, but you guys have to know that you can do this in Cubase. Okay, and of course, if you want to reset it, you can just press Control and click on this button, and you're gonna get this dialog box. Just click on Reset. All right, it's gonna remove all the plugins. So that's all for today, guys. If you guys find this video helpful, please make sure to subscribe, turn on notification, smash the like button, and share this video to everybody. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.